Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for May 31st, June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Monday through Thursday. Now, you know when I'm reading for the week, I am using my Radley Valentine decks. Yes, I'm using my Archangel Power Tarot cards for the main reading. I will pull one, hopefully, from my Angel Tarot cards. I'll also pull one from my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. I'm thinking that for this overview, though, I'm going to also pull three from my Waite Rider Traditional Tarot. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy. But remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. I'm an intuitive channeler. I open myself to higher power. My job is just to deliver the message. Hopefully, I don't put too much of myself in it. Anyway, it's your message. Now, couple of things going on. Oh, remember to like, share, subscribe. That does help, and I'll remind you at the end probably too, because it does help, and I thank you all. Lots of interesting energy. We have gone into Mercury retrograde. It is in Gemini. I do talk about that in the Gemini season overview, and I do recommend you going there because there's a lot of stuff happening. We're also having some sunspots. So a couple of things with Mercury retrograde in itself. I do, this is the time you don't buy electronics. You make sure that you're very careful with your words and your communications. I would advise you, whoever this is, if you're going to send an angry email or you need to really write it out, don't put a name in the address, okay? Because it's the kind of thing that, even though you didn't mean to send it, it gets sent. So that's the thing that happens with Mercury retrograde. However, there's a lot of truth coming out with Mercury retrograde. There's a lot, and again, all the other stuff we've talked about. There's also a lot of karma coming out with Mercury retrograde and all the other things going on right now. So one thing that did come to me, and I just have to kind of share, don't know who this was for, but it was before I started, before I came and set up and did did what I need to do. The message came, and it was kind of like when I was working with my children, or when I was parenting my children when they were younger. And it came, the message was, don't accept gifts from strangers. Okay, so, it's kind of like, don't take candy from strangers, except it was don't accept gifts from strangers. Whoever that is for, I will just put that out. Now, you know that anything that is reversed has stronger energy. And let's see what we have with traditional tarot. Okay, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And this is going to just kind of be an overlying energy, possibly for the world, possibly, a little bit bigger than where we're at, possibly for you. Here we go. Okay. And remember, if cards like the Death card, Tower, comes out, it doesn't mean that that's exactly what it says, but it does mean that there could be some sudden changes. Okay? So let's see what we have here with our traditional tarot. Oh, okay, so we have a 7. 7 has that divine umbrella. 7 is a perfect number. I always feel like 7 is you do your work, and then you let the higher power, guardian angel, your spirit guide, voice of the universe, your divine, the source, take over. Okay? Sometimes it's also, a lot of times it's basically we try our best, and we'll just see what, we'll kind of see what destiny, what karma, what the divine wants for us. Now, this is 7 of Rods. Rods is fire energy. That is our Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries energy, passionate burning. And this is just basically, just be ready. This is a stance of defense, okay? This is saying it is okay and to be prepared to defend yourself. Now, that could be very verbally. That could be, I don't know what this is. I'm not going to say physical, but I am going to say this is one of those stand firm. Again, with that 7 overlying, that divine energy overlying, it's kind of like, even though you've got all these coming against you, there is a sense of standing in the right with this. But there's a strong defense type of energy with this card. Your next card, the 3 of Rods. Now, again, we have that rods or wands, And a 3 is a very powerful number in its own self. But this is kind of like, so 3 of rods, again, fire energy. Threes, is also one of those divine type of numbers. It's also the, power of 3, Trinity. But this is kind of like looking over things. This is not necessarily rushing into anything as much as it is evaluating the situation and make sure that you are noting what is going on around you, okay? But it is also this, in this deck, in this card, what I'm picking up, there is a sense of kind of like wait and see. Things are better than what you think that they might be. Anyway, let's go to this last card. And here we have the 10 of Pentacles. Now 10s, 1, 0. 10s are in itself a transitional number. 1 is a new beginning. And I know that 0, the Fool and new beginnings actually come out on the 0, but 0 has divine, it has universal, it also has the source type of energy. But this is actually this is an earth energy. It has, our Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus energy with it. And it basically is happy home, happy life, happy family, money coming in. It is, the settlement of, there could be some sort of a settlement also coming in to this too. Stand firm, review everything, look at everything. Things aren't as bad as you think. Actually, things are pretty positive. And this does have this, like I said, this earth energy that there is some abundance coming. There is a sense, I'm kind of getting the word settlement. I am getting the word settlement. So there could be some settlements coming. Things could be settled. Things could be settling down. Now, I know we've got some really big energies going on, but let's see what we have now. Okay. So kind of the overview. I think that in itself is pretty positive. So let's start our readings. Hello, my Libras. How are you? So we're in Mercury Retrograde. Are people coming back into your life? Are you starting to see a little bit more beyond the veil? Because that happens a lot for my Libras. Card is already flying. Hold on a second. The Queen of Rounds. Oh, we got a couple cards actually flying out here. So let's see what we have going here. Let's go ahead and pull. Last card is not reversed, but these two. Okay, here we are. Ooh, this is going to be kind of a one of those metaphysical types of weeks for you. One of those where you're walking a little bit into, like I was talking about, kind of in the reality, the physical, and a little bit into that metaphysical. There's going to be a lot of deep emotion here. There's going to be a lot of things that you're going to be looking at and looking to clear out of your energies. Okay? So I can just tell you that right away. Now, Raphael is water energy. It is our Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, fluid and emotional. It is very heartfelt, very committed type of energy. Now, just because it's heartfelt doesn't mean that it is necessarily all this positive, romantic type of energy, but it is very strong emotional energy. Now, the Queen of Raphael, the Queen's underlying energy is also water. So this is someone who really feels extremely deeply. It really feels deep about, just very emotional type of energies, very much this type of, could get into a little bit of argument because you feel so strongly. Or you may want to, going back to the beginning when I had the 7 of wands or rods, basically have a very strong held position. So part of that I do like it when you do feel deeply, because sometimes my Libras, you can see both sides of the situation so much so that it's hard for you to kind of make a decision about some things. But when you do feel deeply, it is very strong. Now, it can also be a little uncomfortable for you because it's so strong. Now, this has a lot of, in some ways, the Queen of Raphael has a lot of maternal energy, has a lot of protective energy, but I just, this has a lot of, I want to make sure that I am heard energy also. So I'm here feeling, well, this is kind, understanding, giving, very psychic. And I do feel that this could be Mercury retrograde in itself. This could be one of those times that, there could be a little bit of that emotional shakeup for this week for you, or even you just this whole time. Anyway, follow your heart, a love of home and family, trustworthy psychic information. So that, this is when there's, I'm kind of getting this tether type of thing. And this is when you might be getting pulled a little bit more into that supernatural or that metaphysical realm. Now, the 4 of Raphael, it has interesting energy here. 4 has a lot of stability, organization. There is a little leadership. But this has kind of a give or take. This has kind of a, just an unsettled energy for me right now. So this energy in itself, it's emotional. It's very much, it's very much wanting to, put your emotions out there, put your opinion out there, put these deeply felt, and I don't know, beliefs out there. Let's put it that way. But it's not necessarily a comfortable energy for you. Okay. And again, we've talked about this, my Libras. You can look at both sides. You like balance. You can look at both sides of the situation and say, well, I do agree with you on that. I do agree with you on that. I may lean more towards that, but there's a lot of intellectual energy in your sign. But with the water energy, there's just this, and this, there's just this deeply committed energy. Anyway, seek out other possibilities. Look for the magic in life. Be aware of your own emotions. Now let's see how this is going to wrap up with this card. 2 of Michael. Okay, so Michael is your energy. It is also Gemini. It is also Aquarius. Thought processes, it's kind of like that balance again too. It's also making plans. It could be about hearing news. Now, 2s has some decision to make, decision making kind. It's like, oh, okay, what am I going to do here? It does feel like whatever this decision is, you have an emotional investment in it. And, I don't know necessarily to tell you to follow your heart on this, though the Queen of Raphael tells you follow your heart, because that, in some ways that will lead you. At the same time, again, maybe this is the whole thing. I keep telling you that many times you're in your brain so much looking at both sides. Maybe that's what this is all about. It's about you kind of saying, instead of being so intellectual, instead of looking at both situations, maybe do what's right for you. Maybe maybe you need to follow your heart. Maybe you need to do, maybe you need to make the decision based upon your own needs. Your needs. I know. Maybe this could be the time for you to make a big breakthrough and just kind of say, you know what? Logically, I know that this should be happening, but you know what? I'm done with, and not to say you're done with logic, and I don't mean it this way. I wish it's just kind of like I've been following logic for so long, or I've done, it's not that you haven't done the right thing. It's just, I want to do something for me this time around. Okay. Maybe this is you've been doing for some, maybe you've been doing for family, significant other. Remember the 3 relationships. Maybe you've been putting so much into all of those relationships. It's kind of like, maybe it's time to put it into you. Put that energy, all of that emotion back to you. Kind of feels like that's going to be the situation. And remember, karma. This, karma. It's okay. It's okay for you to be nice to you. Anyway, it will all be better if you just make a decision. Overanalyzing a problem, find a compromise. Now, let's see what we have here. But that Queen and that 4 of Raphael has such strong emotion. It's just so strong, my Libras. And I know that's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. It's just you feel so deeply about this. Anyway, let's go on. This one is reversed. King of Fire. Oh, okay. King of Fire. Okay, King's underlying energy, air energy. Fire energy is our Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries energy, a passionate, burning, determined. This is looking at the big picture and then following your passion. This is not necessarily looking at all the little details. This is looking at that big picture. The King of Fire has, basically there's a little bit of and it's not selfishness per se, but there is a little bit of a self-interest with the King of Fire, because the King of Fire has given up many things. So I do feel a little self-interest here. And so while the King of Fire doesn't necessarily want to be selfish and does not want to take away from others, the King of Fire is looking at everything and saying, I kind of get this feeling, like I said here, it's my turn now. It's my turn. Okay, so motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. Interesting with this. Interesting energy here. I do like it. Let's go on now and see our Emily Anderson crystal deck. Oops. Here we go. What energy or crystal would be helpful for my Libras? This is reversed. Clear quartz. Now that's a good one for you. I don't think that I can see it right off the bat here. Well, I don't. Anyway, clear quartz is a wonderful stone to carry with you. Psychic abilities, enhanced intuition, the mental clarity. I do feel like the magnified energy is good for you too, because this has so much emotion that it's a little bit on the draining side for you. Okay? So I would get some clear quartz. I have some. It's just over there. Anyway, my Libras, you've got some interesting stuff. And you know what? I'm going to encourage you. It is okay to take care of yourself. Okay? That's not being selfish. Anyway, my Libras, remember the button, like, share, subscribe. More importantly, know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye.